me and you. Oh, a wonderful world this would be.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. I know it's a little bit cold outside and not the best weather, but it's a good day to do math inside. So welcome back, and let's get started. We're going to begin, as always, with our riddle from yesterday. So let's go ahead and pull that up. We had this strange looking diagram with, I don't know, it kind of looks like a clock almost, with, or maybe a bicycle wheel with some spokes. And the question is, whoops, oh no, I just showed the answer. The question is, what is the number that replaces the question mark? Yes, as you saw, whoops, oh my gosh, it is 17. The question is, why is it 17? Can anybody write into the chat, why is it 17? How did you know? What is the pattern that tells you for certain that it is 17? I see Delilah writes in 9 plus 8 equals 17, and she writes the word opposite. That's right. So if I follow this line, yep, Ezra writes in 2, and then I get the 2 pie pieces that are connected to that line, or sort of opposite where the number is. You'll see it's 9 and 8, and then I add it up and I get 17. So let me erase that and try another one. Let's look at this one, 16 right here. If I follow the line and then I add up the 2 pie pieces that are opposite it, 9 and 7, I get 16. So that one works as well. Let's try, I don't know, let's try this one right here, 12. Again, if I follow the line, then I would have 5 and 7, and 5 and 7 added up equal 12. So a fairly simple pattern. It just takes a little bit of time to identify it and then figure out what the answer is. So good job, everybody, good job. All right, let's go to our homework from last night, and we were supposed to give the total amount of money in fractional and decimal form. So 3 dimes and 8 pennies. So I'm going to do it like this, 3 dimes, I'm just going to say D, 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 and then 8 pennies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, P, 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 and we're almost there, almost there. Each dime is 1/10. Each dime is 1/10 of a dollar, 10 cents. And each penny is 1/100th of a dollar. So if I have 3 dimes, I have 3/10. And if I have 8 pennies, I have 8/100ths. I could also write it 0.3 plus 0.08, and together then I would have 3/10 and 8/100ths, or 38/100ths. And I see lots of folks writing in, excellent work. 8 dimes and 23 pennies. I'm not going to draw all of my D's and my P's, but 8 dimes. Remember, a dime is 1/10, so 8/10 and 23 pennies, each penny is 1/100th, so 23/100ths. Or I could do it 0.8 plus 0.23. By the way, we know that 8/10 is the same as 80/100ths, which should make sense because 80/100ths would be 80 pennies. 80 pennies is the same as 8 dimes, 8/10. So it all makes sense. And then we have 23/100ths extra. So together we would have 103/100ths. And our number bonds would tell us that would be 1 or $1 and 3 pennies left over, or 1.03. Well done. Last 3 quarters. Whoops, sorry about that. 3 quarters. 3 dimes, we know a dime is 1/10, and 5 pennies, we know a penny is 100th. So 3/4 plus 3/10 plus 5/100ths. Let's turn all of these into hundredths. So instead of 3/4, if we multiply our numerator and our denominator by 25, we would have 75 hundredths. Now that should make sense because how many cents is 3/4? 75 cents, 75 out of 100. We know that 3/10 is the same as 30 hundredths. And we know, oh, we don't have to change the pennies because they're already hundredths. So if I add this all up, I would get 110 hundredths. And that is going to give me $1, 1 and 10 hundredths, $1.10, or $1.1 or 10 hundredths, same thing. And then last, what 236 cents is what fraction of a dollar? 236 cents. Well, that's 236 hundredths. I'm going to do some number bonds. If I did 200 hundredths, well, that's 2 ones or $2. And then I have 36 hundredths left. So I have $2.36. Fantastic. I've seen some excellent work coming in. Well done indeed. All right, go ahead, give these a quick try, and we will be right back. Put your answers in the chat box, please. All right, welcome back. That was very energetic music, and I see some fantastic answers coming on in. Let's take a quick look. $2.17. $2.17, which is also 2.17. All right, plus $4.02, which by the way is the same as 4.5, which would be 4.5. And so we could do it fractionally or decimally. Both ways we're going to end up with 6.67, $6.67, $6.67. Okay, let's do the next one. $3.08. $3.08. A dime is a tenth, so that's 8/10, or 3.8, plus $1, 2/4. Ooh, interesting. $1, 2/4 and 5 pennies. 2 quarters, and then I'm going to add 5 more pennies, 5 hundredths. Or we could write it like this: 1 and 2 quarters, which we know is 1 and a half, and 5 pennies. Whoops, sorry, I was doing fractions again. 5 pennies would be 0.05. And again, we could do it either as fractions or as decimals. If I did fractions, I would turn my fractional amount, my fourths and my tenths, into hundredths. Or I can add it up via decimals. And let's just go ahead and do the fractional way. I would have 3 and 80 hundredths plus 1 and 50 hundredths plus 5 hundredths, which would give me 4 ones. And then if I add up my hundredths, I'd have 135 hundredths. Now that I know I can use some number bonds and get 100 hundredths and 35 hundredths. And that's a whole another 1. So I'd have 4 and 1 more, which would be $5 and 35 hundredths, which is the same as $5.35. All right, fantastic. Oh, we're frozen again. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Something's going on with the internet. Let me try to screen share for you one more time and see if that works for us. Let's see if I can bring it back. Come on back, please. Let's see. Share. All right, hold on. We're almost there. And voila. Is that better? Can you guys see it now? Let me know if that is an improvement. Our last one, let's see what folks are saying. Yes, we're back. Fantastic. Thanks for letting me know, Donna and Delilah. Appreciate it. Last one, we had $9. Let me get my pen back. $9.09, which is 90 cents or 9/10, same as 90 hundredths, plus $4.03, which would be 75 cents or 75 hundredths, plus 16 pennies, which would be 16 hundredths. And when we add all of that together, I believe we get $14.81 or $14.81. Whew, I know that was a lot. Well done, well done. Let's do one more before our joke. Go ahead and work on this one, please. Okay, welcome back. That is very dramatic music. I see some excellent answers coming in. Fantastic. I've written here in fractional form what they have. I can also do it in decimal form. 6/10 we know is 0.6. 2/100 we know is 0.02. 1 whole is still 1 whole. 3/10 0.3. 5/100 0.05. And then 5 wholes is still 5 wholes, and 7/100 would be 0.07. So we could approach this with fractions or with decimals. I'm just going to do fractions real quick. I want to, let's use 100 as our fractional unit, since we already have many of our fractions with hundredths as our fractional unit. So instead of 6/10, I'll have 60 hundredths, and then I have 2 more hundredths. Then I'm going to keep my wholes as a whole, so then I have $1 from Joaquim, plus 3/10 I'm going to turn into 30 hundredths, plus 5 more hundredths, plus 5 whole dollars, I'm going to keep that, plus 7 hundredths. All right, so I have 1 whole dollar and 5 whole dollars, so that's 6. All right, and then I have 60 hundredths, 2 hundredths, 30 hundredths, 5 hundredths, and 7 hundredths. So altogether, that would be 62 plus 30 more is 92, plus 5 more is 97, plus 7 more would be 104 hundredths. Well, hopefully we see that 100 hundredths is 1 whole dollar. And then we'd have 4 hundredths left over. So if I have 6 wholes and 1 whole, then I would have 7 whole dollars and 4 hundredths, which is the same as $7.04. Well done, you guys did excellent there. You're absolutely right. They are 96 cents or 0.96 cents away from the right amount of money. All right, here is our joke for the day. What shape should you always be careful around? All right, do we have any solutions coming in? Well, let me see. Well, Tyrell says a rectangle. That's an interesting one. Wasn't exactly what I was thinking of, but playing on the phrase rec. We did have rectangle as an answer for an earlier joke, but let's see what the answer is. Ready? A trapezoid because you could always fall into a trap. I think that one's pretty good. As a reminder, trapezoid shape that looks a little bit like this. You could have lots of different varieties of trapezoids. And this is called an isosceles trapezoid when the two sides are equal. All right, well, let's dive into our advanced time today. I want to remind you of our equation that we learned yesterday, y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b. That is an equation for a line, and m is the slope of the line, and b is where the line crosses the y-axis, which we call the y-intercept. Intercept means cross. Okay, so here's my question. I'd like you to fill out this chart. If our equation is y equals 4/5 x plus 1, what is the slope of this line? Go ahead and type it in. knowing our equation, what would the slope of this line be if it is y equals 4/5 x plus 1? Go ahead, type in what you believe our slope would be for a line that had that equation. Anybody have any ideas? I don't see anything in the chat window just yet. Remember, m, which is the number right before the x, is our slope, and b, which comes at the end of the equation, is our y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. All right, so here we go. Our slope would be 4/5, because here we see 4/5 x. That's our m. And our y-intercept, where it will cross the y-axis, is right there. So 1. All right, let's try another one. Look at y equals 1/2 x plus 4. What would the slope of this one be? Y equals 1/2 x plus 4. I see some folks writing in. That's correct. The slope is 1/2, a rise of 1 and a run of 2. And our y-intercept is 4. That's where it's going to cross the y-axis. All right, next one. Y equals 5/3 x plus 2. What's the slope? Let's see what folks think. What is the slope of this line? What would the rise over run of this line be? That's right, 5/3. So this line is going to rise 5 and run 3. And where is it going to cross the y-axis? Where is it going to cross the y-axis? At 2. Excellent. Next one has a slope of what? 2. That's right, 2/1, which is the same as 2. And it's going to cross the y-axis at 9. You guys are getting the hang of this. Next one has a slope of 6/4. 6/4, meaning it's going to rise 6, run 4, and it's going to cross the y-axis at 11. And the last one has a slope of 3/7. And where is it going to cross the y-axis? Tricky one here. Let's see if you guys can figure that out. Where is it going to cross the y-axis? Excellent job. I see Delilah's writing in, Tariel's writing in. Yes, it's going to cross at 0. You could think of it as +0. And so that's where it's going to cross, right at the origin. All right, let's take a look at this. Well done, everyone who wrote in. All right, so look at this line. And my question to you is, what is the equation for this line? And I've started you off, y equals, with a box right here. Whoops, sorry. And then box, meaning what goes in the box there, and then what goes in the box there. So the first one is going to be our slope, and the second one is going to be our y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. So go ahead and take a second and think about this, and go ahead and type your answer into the chat box. Remember, m is the slope, and so that is going to go right here, and b is our y-intercept, and that's going to go right here. So go ahead, think for a second, what would the full equation be? Write it out. Y equals blank x plus blank. I'm not going to tell you the blanks. You guys go ahead and type it in. I'll give you a few seconds to work on that one. Okay, welcome back. Yep, I see some great stuff coming in. Our slope is a rise of 1 and a run of 2. So y equals 1/2 x. And where does it cross the y-axis? Right here, which is 4. So the equation for this line is y equals 1/2 x plus 4. And here's what's super cool about that. Let's check if that's right. Look at point B right there. Well, point B, the coordinates are 2, right? Because we're going across 2. So imagine I replaced this x with a 2 because that's our x coordinate. And our y coordinate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is 5. So let's see if this works. 1/2 times 2. Remember, when these are right next to each other, we're timesing them. 1/2 times 2. Well, if I have a half and I times it by 2, then I have a whole. So that's 1 whole. Does 5 equal 1 plus 4? Absolutely, it does. Yes, so it works. It works. All right, let's try one more. Go ahead, type in what you think the equation is for this line. All right, welcome back, everybody. Excellent answers coming on in. First, what is our slope? Well, 1, 2, 3, a rise of 3, and a run, 1, 2, 3 of 3. So 3/3 or 3/3. By the way, I wrote down that question. What is 3/3 equal to? What is another way of saying 3/3? Can anybody write that in? Yes, it's the same as 1. So I'm just going to go with 1. By the way, that should make sense because look, I could also do, well, my line's a little bit off, but it's supposed to cross right there and right there as well. So our rise could be 1 and our run could be 1. All right, so y equals 3/3 or 1x plus, where am I crossing the y-axis? Well, I cross right there at 1. So my equation is y equals 1x plus 1. Let's check if that works. I'm going to go over to point B, right here, point B. What is my x coordinate? 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's replace this with a 4. And my y coordinate, 1, 2, 3, 4, is 5. So let's replace that with 5. Remember, for this part of the equation, we're multiplying. So 1 times 4 is 4. So does 5 equal 4 plus 1? Absolutely, it does. Fantastic work, guys. I know this is getting a little bit advanced, so I'm super proud of you. We are getting into algebra, but it's lots and lots of fun. All right, here is your homework for tonight. Go ahead, take a screenshot, take a picture, make sure you get it down so that you can work on it. And then we have a really cool riddle for this evening that really makes you think in some outside of the box ways. So go ahead, make sure you've got a screen capture for tonight's homework. And then let's look at our riddle. I'm really excited about this one. Here it is. What are two unique characteristics of this number? By the way, we say this 8,549,176,320. So go ahead, write it down or take a screenshot. There's two very unique things about this number. I see Ezra writes in one answer. Yes, that is correct. That is one of the unique things, but there's two unique things about this number. All right, have a great afternoon, everybody. I will see you tomorrow for Mr. K's 30 Minutes of Math. Bye.